I am so glad you're here today. And today we're going to talk about a great topic. The topic is how to reach your destination. Ask yourself this question. Who do you want to be? What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to go in life? What's your desires, your goals, long-term, not like, today or this week, but what's a career, a job, a purpose, a desire, a goal that you have that you want to accomplish? That's what we're going to talk about today. And I have 4 pretty easy steps that we're going to go through in just a minute. But first, I want to let you know that finding your destination, figuring out where you want to go is a challenge. It really is. I mean, I've spent years and years trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be? Who am I? What's my identity? What's my purpose here on this great earth? What are my skills, my gifts, my talents, and how do I use them to further myself, my career, my finances, to provide for my family, but also how do I give back and contribute and make a difference, make an impact on this world? Because that's what I really want to do and want to accomplish. The problem with trying to figure out where to go and coming up with ideas is there's so many different ways, there's so many different destinations. And even if you kind of know where you want to go, there's so many different ways to get there. I mean, you can go on the internet and search, do a little Google search or go on YouTube, and somebody will tell you all the different ways to do something so that you can get somewhere or be someone. And then you can go to another source, you can Google something else or watch another video or go down and find someone else that's talking about the same topic. And they're going to say, don't do what you just were told previously, do this instead. And it's very confusing. And it's no wonder that people are just kind of wandering around in the wilderness, if you will, with no destination, no end goal in mind, no direction, no purpose, just making it through the day. Do you ever wake up and feel like, just another day? Do you ever feel like you have no direction? You're not sure what to do, but you're just going to do the normal routine and just make breakfast, get dressed, take a shower, go to work, the normal things. And there's nothing wrong with doing those normal things, but there is something wrong to having no direction, no purpose, not going anywhere, and just kind of being. I mean, we are human beings. We're supposed to be, but we're also supposed to be doing and working towards something and accomplishing things and moving forward and hopefully contributing to other people around you and in this world. The problem is a lot of people procrastinate, and a lot of people try to get ready before they actually want to do anything. And, you heard the old expression, ready, aim, fire. And that's great if you're trying to shoot a gun and hit a target. But in this day and age, in this fast-pacing world that we're in, you don't always have time to sit there and aim, because you could be aiming and the target could be moving. And you could spend weeks, months, years trying to aim to hit something that you think might be the right target for you. So instead, we need to maybe just start doing this. Ready, fire, aim. Just start going. Just start the direction. Just get up and start moving. Just take some steps. And as you're taking the steps, then you can start to hone in more on the target and get your aim correct. So we're going to talk about all of that today. So let's jump in. The 4 steps, if you will, to reach your destination. Here we go. Number 1, you first got to write the destination down. Think about if you're taking a trip, and you used to have to pull out a map and actually map this out. But nowadays, if you're taking a trip, you usually pull out your phone and you type in the destination. You type in where you want to go. You type in where you want to be in X amount of hours, days, what have you, right? And then your little GPS gives you what's called directions. But you can't get the directions if you don't know the destination. So the first thing is you've got to identify the destination. So you've got to ask yourself, Where do you want to go in life? What are you passionate about? What's your interest? What's your hobbies? I always put it like this. If money was no object, what would you do all day? If you didn't have to make money to live and provide, what would you spend your time doing? Hopefully it's not just sitting back on the couch, eating popcorn, watching Netflix. Hopefully you would be doing something that you like, that you're passionate about, that kind of, stimulates you and gets you up and gets you moving. What would that be? Is it possible for you to go towards that? Is it possible for that to be a career? Is it possible for that to be your life, your job, your future? Could that be your destination? And I know you're thinking, oh, no, nobody would pay me for that, or I'm not capable, or I don't have the skills, or I can't. But we've got to change that thinking. We've got to start thinking it is possible, because people have done it. People are living their dreams and also making money doing it. It is possible. It takes some work. It takes the right steps, takes the right actions, the right thoughts, the right mindset, but it is possible for you to do that. So the first step is you've got to write it down, because it's almost like a declaration. It's almost like, hey, this is where I want to go, and I'm going to put it on paper and let everyone know. Maybe it's just you. Maybe it's you and your family. Maybe it's you and your accountability partner, or friends, or people in your workplace or community. Got to let people know, this is who I want to be. This is where I want to go. This is what I want to do with my life. That's the first step. The first step is you've got to write it down. Now, the next step number 2, you've got to get the directions. Just like the old GPS, like I said, when you put in an address into a GPS, it gives you the directions. It tells you when to turn, how far to go, how many miles before the exit, before the turn. I mean, it gives you very, very great detailed step-by-step directions. Wouldn't it be great if you had step-by-step directions to your final destination, to that destination that you've been praying about, or that destination that you've been wanting or desiring since you were a kid? That role, that identity, that career, that person, whatever that is, that destination. Wouldn't it be great if you had a roadmap to the destination? It's possible to find that roadmap. Once you clearly identify the target, the destination, there's plenty of ways to find the route to get there. And there's actually plenty of ways to get there. The key is to find the best route for you. The key is to work with a coach or a mentor or somebody that's maybe done that route before, that's been where you want to go, and you can ask them, what's the best way to get there? It's great to have somebody alongside of you that can help you when at times get tough, when the road gets a little rocky, when there's bumps and hills and cliffs and mountains and valleys and all the things that come along the way. It's great when somebody that's gone down the road before you can help you through those times. It's great to have a mentor or a coach to help you with the directions. But the second step is you've got to get the directions, because if not, you're just wandering around with hopes and dreams and goals with no direction. So you may have a destination, but without direction, how will you ever get there? That's number 2. The third step is you got to put a date and a timestamp on it, right? You got to set a date, just like the GPS tells you when you're going to arrive. And if you reroute yourself to avoid tolls, it's going to give you a new updated arrival time. And if you stop at a store, the arrival time changes. You've got to set a time or a date to when you want to arrive at your destination. When do you want to be that person you want to be? When do you want to have that job you want, that career you want, that calling, that purpose, that thing? When do you want to accomplish the goal? Is it in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? Is it in 6 months? I don't know. You've got to set a date, and you've got to write that date down, and you've got to let the same accountability people know, your coach, your mentor, your friends, your family, your spouse, by this date, I want to be doing this. You got to put a date on it, because if you don't put a date on it, that day may never come. How many of you have tried to do something, tried to head towards a direction, tried a new plan, tried a new diet or whatever it is, and you started off going, and then you lost momentum, and you eventually stopped and got out of the car. How many of you have done that? I know I have many of times. There's plenty of places I want to go that I never reach because I don't keep going, because I didn't set a date. So when I had to be there. Number 3, you have to put a date and a time on it. And number 4, the last one, the most important one, save the best for last. Step 4 on how to reach your destination is you got to go. I know it sounds simple, but you've got to start taking action. You've got to get in the car and start going. The problem is most people never start. You can't accomplish something great if you don't start. You can't reach your destination if you don't get in the car and start it. You can't accomplish your goals, your desires, your dreams if you don't start. Today is the day to start. Once you've written down your destination and you're clear and you know exactly where you want to go, because if money was no object, this is what you would do for the rest of your life. Once you've written that down and you know the steps to get there because you've talked to somebody, you've researched it, you've found someone that's gone that route before, that's accomplished that before, and you know the direction, you know what it's going to take to get there, you got the roadmap. And once you set a time and a date when you want to be there, then you've got to go. You've got to get in the car and go. The problem is a lot of people get stuck right here. They get stuck planning the trip or preparing for the trip. And then this paralysis by analysis kicks in. How many of you ever wanted to start going to the gym, but you say, hey, before I go to the gym, I got to get some new sneakers. I got to get the new Nikes, right? I got to look fly in the gym, and my sweatpants, they got holes in them. I got to get some new sweatpants, and, I get a nice fitting shirt. So when I start to gain some muscle, I have a nice fitting shirt that looks good on me. And you think you got to get all this stuff prepared and ready. And, you finally get some shoes, but you still need the sweatpants. And you say, I'm going to go get the sweatpants and then I'll go. And a week or two goes by and you still haven't got the sweatpants. And then you finally get the sweatpants, but now you need the shirt. Oh, wait, you want to get a hat too because you don't want your hair to be all, you do all these things preparing to go somewhere and you never end up getting all the things prepared to actually go. You got to just go in your busted up tennis shoes, your holy sweatpants, your tank top, whatever kind of shirt you got. You just got to start making steps to get there. If you want to lose weight and get in better shape, you got to just get in the gym. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to be all prepared. You don't have to plan exactly what you're going to do when you get there. You just got to get in the door. The first step is to get in the car. The second step is to arrive at the gym. The third step would be to go into the gym. The fourth step would then be to figure out what I'm going to do. Don't try to figure out the whole ending thing and skip all the steps and never even start. That's the point. But a lot of us, me as well, get stuck preparing and planning for where we want to go. When if we just started going, I think the rest would start to unfold itself. It's like if you want to take a long trip across country and it's nighttime and it's dark and you want to get to a certain destination by a certain time, the roads to take you there, but it's so far off that you can't see the destination. Would that make you not get in the car and start driving? No. If you know where you're going, the roads to take, even if it's dark and you can only see 1,000 feet in front of you, you still start the car. You still go because once you reach that 1,000 feet, you'll see the next 1,000. And once you reach that 1,000 feet, you'll see the next 1,000. And if you keep working that process, that steps, eventually in the minutes, the hours, the days, whatever it is, you will eventually arrive at your destination because you just took one step at a time. You can't eat the whole elephant, if you will, in one bite. You've got to take small bites. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you reach a destination? One step at a time. Don't be scared because you can't see the destination. Don't keep it so far away in your mind that you think I can never reach that because it's too far. Start working the steps today. What are you doing today to get you closer to that destination? That's all you need to worry about. It doesn't matter if you only move 1 inch closer. You're closer. And tomorrow you can maybe go 2 or 3 inches closer. And eventually you'll get feet, miles, and eventually you will reach that destination. But you got to write it down. You got to get the right directions. You got to set a date and a time when you want to be there. And you've got to just go. You've got to take some actions to get you there. This is how you reach your destination. So that's what I have for you today. I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please leave me a comment. Please like this. Please subscribe. Take a minute right now and leave me a review. That would help me so much. And as always, I appreciate you and I hope you have an amazing day.